Get this video started in just a minute. Quinceanero, that's what he's talking about. Quinceanero. How you say that? Quinceanero? Quinceanero? Fiesta? Anyway, one of those. Somebody's having one of those for a 15th birthday of a woman. Because, you know, some cultures still celebrate that whole coming of age thing. They just only do it for women. You know, we won't talk about the whole men need to go through challenges and all that kind of stuff to be better men and blah blah blah. We're just gonna kill that out. Just gonna kill that out. But then we're gonna wonder where all the good men went. You know what I mean? The logical fallacy there. But anyway, so I want to talk to you guys about a couple things today. I have a lot of videos that I'm ready to make. I just have to make them one at a time. You know, that's the way I do a video every Sunday, and then I upload them either Sunday night or Monday, so they come out the following week, and then you guys tell me what you think. And this video is going to be more on relationships. Like, I want to talk about relationships more and kind of tell you guys my experience and other people's experience and what you could probably do. And hopefully that helps you guys, you know, because that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to help you guys know what to say, know what to do, know how to act in certain situations through other guys' experiences, because that's what we do here. We swap notes. That's the whole point of this thing, is we don't sit there and go, you need to do this, 5 steps to having a bigger pee-pee, and all that kind of thing, like, you know, Sigma males are only getting ladies and things like that. You know, I'm trying to do, I do catchy videos to talk about certain topics that are big, but at the same time, I like to do videos that help you guys, and I'll do catchy titles, of course, because that's the only way you guys are going to watch them. But after that, I like to do videos that people actually like. So here we go. And I was looking through the news because I try to find stuff that, you know, will kind of get a good topic going to talk about, like on Twitter, stuff like that. Like right now, Bloomberg's talking about getting married isn't always financially beneficial. No kidding. When has it ever been financially beneficial? Back in the old day, when you used to marry a woman and then you got the assets that she inherited from her father, that's about it. Costs you like $200,000 nowadays to have a kid, so yeah. And if you suddenly make her unhappy, she divorces you, and then you lose everything, and then tells everybody you beat her up. But anyway, and then another one says, is your fitness device making you sad? Maybe if you're fat and sad, it'll make you fatter and sadder because you didn't do anything any different. But, you know, getting back to the topic. So anyway, guys don't really talk about relationships a whole lot. I know Ryan Stone and a few other ones are the only ones that really talk about relationships. Everybody else talks about, you know, getting girls and all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. I'm glad they're helping people. But at the same time, like, how do you keep them? Like, what do you do to keep them? So, you know, there's that. But anyway, so I know Ryan Stone kind of touched on this, but I want to talk about this from personal experience and experience with other women and stuff. When it comes to relationships and long-term stuff like LTRs and everything, that's what they're talking about, is long-term relationship and an LTR. That's what that is. It'll get a little stagnant, okay? And it's going to happen regardless. It's going to happen regardless, and there's not really anything you can do about it. If you're going to be with them for a long period of time, both of you are going to see very embarrassing things about each other. That's just the way it is. But here's the deal. If you are in a relationship, you need to figure out, first of all, her cycle, because there's going to be certain days she really wants to sleep with you and other days she doesn't, just because of the cycle. And you need to pick up on that, not only for those purposes, but also to figure out how differently she acts on those days. Because if certain days she's starting to want to act crazy, like, not really crazy, but wilder, like she wants to go out and do things, she wants to go out with the girls, have girls night and all that kind of stuff, That's stuff you need to pick up on because that's the bad thing. And you'll know by her cycle. But at the same time, if you're trying to sleep with her and everything, you're trying to keep a good relationship going, you need to figure out those cycles because that's when she's going to be more optimal wanting to do it. And then also you need to figure out things like girls kind of get in a habit of those kind of things because they don't really want to sleep with you as much as you want to sleep with them. Shocker. You have 12 to 17 times the testosterone that a woman has. And yes, she has more sexual appetite, but you want to do it more often. She's a motor that once you get revved up is a 700 horsepower Ferrari, but it takes 20 minutes to start it. Okay? And then you're a good, dependable Ford Bronco that cranks in the cold. You know, that's the difference. So, if you can figure out those things, then you also figure out like what times of the day and everything she's wanting to sleep with you. You'll kind of get a idea of maybe when to plan these things. And when I say plan, I'm not saying, like boring planning stuff, but if you never have a game plan for sleeping with your LTR, it's going to be fickle, okay? Because you're not trying to see the signs. You're not trying to pick up on anything that would help you in those situations. So the only thing that you're doing is hurting yourself. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see where I'm at so far in the time. It doesn't really post a time on there, which is, oh, I see it there at the bottom. All right, we're at the 7-minute mark almost. So anyway, if you don't pick up on those things, it's going to hurt you. Okay. So in my experience dating various women, I have done this a lot. Some of them were for short term. Some of them was one night. Some of them was one day. Some of them was 6 months. Some of them was 3 years. Some of them was 8 years. So that I have been around the block and I have talked to a few guys that have been around the block. So figure out what times of the day that she's wanted to do it. And then you need to make yourself available at those times. Okay. Now I'm not saying you need to cut off work at 2 o'clock every day, go home because 2:30 is when she wants to do it. No, I'm saying you need to figure out if she's like a day person or a night person. Okay. Like if your girl is always saying, man, that daytime sex is the best, and then you always show up at 9 o'clock wanting to sleep with her. That's kind of your problem, bro. Like that's kind of your problem. So if you could turn that around and maybe show up at like go home after work, knock some boots, and then go to the gym, there you go. So that way you're leaving her wanting more because you're leaving going to the gym. And you're also showing her that your goals in life are important. You just go ahead and knocking that out right off the bat. Okay. And then she's in a good mood. You're in a good mood. You're all good to go. If she's more of a morning person, then there you go. You need to make yourself more available in the morning. You need to wake up a few minutes early and wake her up nicely. Because if you'll start doing these things, you'll be in a lot better position. And then she'll kind of notice the frequency too. And she may start initiating at those times because she knows and you know that that's the way to go. Like sometimes I'll be with my lady now and she has a tendency to want to sleep with me right before the kid gets home. Like if the kids are gone somewhere and she knows they're going to be back in like an hour or something, she's like, oh man, they're going to be back in an hour. And then she's fiddling on me. It's like she likes that, oh, we got so much amount of time, we need to hurry, she's initiating that. She likes that sense of urgency that's created now because she's got to hurry, And so that's why you need to kind of play into that. Don't always feel like, oh, I want to do it earlier and she didn't want to do it and all this kind of stuff. If you're doing all these things, she's not really going to tell you no that often. Okay. And needless to say, she's not always going to want to do it at the same time you do. Like that's just a given. 12 to 17 times testosterone, bro. I'm ready to go all the time. She's not. That's just the way it is. Cause I'm like 34 years old now, but I'm a very healthy 34-year-old. Like my testosterone is high. I am more matured in my life. I have more experience and all that kind of stuff. I've been taking care of myself. So, I mean, I can put to shame a lot of those early 20-year-olds that just rabbit pump until they're done. And that's the difference there. So you got to calibrate your life to making yourself available when those times arise. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? And it's not, this is not meant to be a long video, but it's meant to kind of open your guys' eyes to take a step back and realize maybe you've been coming at this the wrong way. Like you shouldn't always just think, well, she should have sex with me. She should do this. She should do that. You don't, if you're playing your cards right, she will. And like when we first even got a relationship, she's like, I won't tell you no. Just so you know, I'm not going to tell you no. And because in her hindbrain, she's thinking, if I tell him no, he's going to go get it somewhere else. Look at him. Look at how we were dating when we first got started. He can get other people. And if she's overtly telling you that, I mean, that's a pretty clear sign that she's dating the best she thought she could get. So that's something else you need to look at. If she's telling you no all the time, maybe you need to up your own self. And I'm not trying to brag, I'm just trying to put it in perspective of it can be like that. Because you have to mold them into what you want them to be. Girls don't come plug and play anymore. They don't at all. A lot of them have no idea about relationships. All they know is bad relationships. So that's where you come in to tell them the difference. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. I hope this helped you out at all. Maybe, I don't know. But if it did, let me know. If it didn't, let me know. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hope you like this. Tell me anything else that you guys maybe want to talk about, because I got a lot of ideas to do. But if you guys really want a topic to speak on, let me know and I'll get some background on it and figure out about it and kind of tell you the best that I can do in those situations. And also, if you guys want to be part of my private group, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll add you on it. It's a private group I've got where guys get together and talk about this kind of things, and we swap notes, and it's really helpful. Like, my goal is to help as many people as possible, because if we're all swapping notes and nobody's just going, you have to do this, you have to do that, I feel like it's more insight. Okay, it's more realistic. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.